to Nizzy Sports Chat. I'm your host, Nizzy, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be giving you a little game recap of last night's matchup between the Toronto Raptors and Minnesota Timberwolves. Big time Vic for the Raps. You guys finished off the score 125-102, the final in last night's game. Bit of a rough start for the Raptors. Got off to a slow start in the first quarter. T-Wolves outscored us 30-20 in that first quarter. I was a little bit worried for the Raptors in this game, you guys. Obviously, things got off to a slow start in the second quarter as well. Within the first 2-3 minutes of that second quarter, the Raptors found themselves down by 17 points. I was sitting there at home watching the game, you guys shaking my head thinking, here we go. Here comes a loss, especially after how we kind of performed against Boston with 4 of their starters out. You know, we had to scrap and claw just to, get that one to overtime and win that game. The refs were kind of against us early in this one again. But the Raptors did a phenomenal job bouncing back midway through that second quarter, you guys. Cut right into that 17-point deficit. I think we had a 3-point lead at the halftime. We ended up outscoring them 42-30 in that second quarter. And then in the second half, just proceeded to absolutely dust them right up. 35-22 in that third quarter. Came out hot, guns a-blazing, ready to roll. And then sealed the deal off in the fourth quarter there, you guys. 28-20 for the Raptors as well. So phenomenal performance from them. Like I said, it was a bit of a rough go at the start of the game there. It took us a little bit to get our legs underneath us. But once we got the ball rolling, man, holy, did these guys take off. It was nice to see some other people making some big-time shots for us, especially with Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam not having huge scoring nights in this game, you guys. We had guys like Trent Jr. and OG Anunoby step up big time for us. But what a performance by this team, man. Way to turn it around quickly. Like I said, when it was down 17 there, I was a little nervous. I thought maybe we might be losing this game just because we did struggle against Boston there. I thought a 17-point deficit was pretty big to come back from. But, the Raptors, provided, man. It was an impressive comeback, like I said, especially how quick it happened, because by the end of the second quarter, that 17-point deficit was gone. We were already up by 3 points, which is just crazy that the Raptors were able to flip the switch that quickly, which really is no surprise. I mean, this team is known for doing that, having slow starts, and then all of a sudden, once they kick it into overdrive, man, they're a tough team to deal with, tough team to stop. It goes to show last night the T-Wolves just got ran right out of the building after they got to that big lead there. They're probably thinking all cocky to themselves that they're going to come out of Toronto with a Vic. And then they just proceeded to get absolutely stomped for 3.5 quarters, you guys. So big credit to the Raptors in last night's matchup, man. Improving to a 44-32 record. T-Wolves dropped to 43-34. Huge win as well, you guys, because the Cavaliers ended up losing last night to the Mavs. So that gives the Raptors a 2-game lead now for that 6th seed in the East, which is huge, in my opinion. Right real quick as well, you guys, before we start breaking down the team stats and the player stats, if you can go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a lot of support on the channel lately, you guys, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible for you guys. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and start breaking down the team stats from last night's matchup, you guys. Raptors did phenomenal. Like I said, they shot 50% from the field as well as 50% from the three-point line as a team. I mean, outstanding shooting numbers, you guys. Like I said, it was a bit of a rough start in that first quarter. After that, they really just took the top off of the basket there, you guys, and they were just draining anything and everything. We shot 48 of 96 from the field, a whopping 18 of 36 from the three-point line, which is just amazing shooting percentage from the three-point line. We held them to only 40% field goal shooting as well. They shot 37 of 92 from the field. They also only shot a 29% clip from three-point range, 11 of 37. So great job by the Raptors there, man. One of the best three-point shooting nights on the season, I would say. 18 made threes. I'm not sure if we've beat that this year or not, but that's a lot of made threes, man. That's huge. Big-time buckets for us there. Got to get that free throw line sorted out a little bit. We went 11 of 15. Obviously, weren't getting to the line a lot because the refs got our number right now. But nonetheless, we got to make sure we're draining a good 80-90% clip of our free throws coming into the playoffs, man. Especially you're going to have those tight, 1, 2, 3-point games down the stretch. It's going to come down to those makes and misses at the free throw line in some of those games. So we're going to have to make sure we do a little bit better job of that come playoff time here. But other than that, man, everything else was phenomenal. Same with the turnovers. A little too many turnovers in this game for the Raptors. We turned the ball over 17 times. But on the plus side of that, we ended up turning over the Timberwolves 22 times. So they were just flubbing it up left, right, and center on us. We also were able to contribute that into 27 fast break points, which was huge. They only had 17 fast break points themselves, so we were able to get out in transition a little bit better than they were in last night's matchup. The rebounding was pretty close in this one as well. 46 boards for the Raps, 49 boards for the Timberwolves, so it was pretty even across the board. They did a lot better job on the offensive glass than us last night, though. We only had 11 combined offensive rebounds. They had 18, so they did do a phenomenal job on the offensive glass on us. Thankfully, it didn't matter too much in this one, as the Raptors sealed this game pretty early in that second half there. So overall, guys, like a nice game for the Raptors here, especially against a better Timberwolves team than what we've seen in past years. You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely a playoff caliber squad this year. I would not be surprised if they make some noise in the playoffs here, and gives one of those top 2 seeds in the Western Conference a bit of a run for their money. So it was a good win against a good playoff caliber squad, you guys. Glad to see the Raptors take it home here. Obviously, especially with the Cavaliers losing last night's matchup, it's huge to have that 2-game lead now for the 6th seed. It's pretty much ours to lose at this point. Especially with a game against Orlando coming up on Friday. There's no damn way we should be losing to Orlando. I know we lost. It was, I don't know how many weeks ago it was now. I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago when we first came out of the All-Star break and we lost that back-to-back games versus the Pistons and the Magic, you guys. That shit can't be happening. We got to take care of Orlando big time on Friday. Pummel them by 40 if that's what it takes, but we cannot allow these guys to fucking beat us again, especially with so much on the line down the stretch here. We got to make sure we're taking care of business early and often versus the Magic on Friday, you guys. And then, we'll just go through some player stats before we round out this video, you guys. We'll start off with the T-Wolves since we haven't talked about them too much. Karl Anthony Towns, bit of a quiet night. Still had a double-double, though. He had 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Pat Bev had 10 points, 2 boards, and 3 assists for you. D'Angelo Russell had 13 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. Anthony Edwards had 24 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And then you had Vanderbilt, had 10 points, 7 boards, and 2 assists with a steal and a block. So honestly, that's your starting 5 for the T-Wolves. It's honestly a great job by the Toronto Raptors there. Karl Anthony Towns was held below 20, which is huge. D'Lo was held below 15. And then you had Edwards was the only guy that really had a quality performance out there with his 24, 8, and 4. But good job by the Raptors, man. We really didn't allow Karl Anthony Towns get going. D'Lo really didn't get going with his 13 points. Their bench, they didn't have any other guys score, I don't think, in the double digits coming off the bench either. So it was just a good overall job by the Raptors holding them down after that early first quarter lead there. Not really allowing some of their stars to get hot in this game, which was huge for the Raptors down the stretch and just being able to blow these guys out. And then over on the Raptors side of things, man, huge game from OG last night, guys. Probably his best game back since he's come off of that finger injury. Whopping 22 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. Shot 9 of 13. Very efficient shooting night from the field. His 3-point stroke's looking real nice right now. The defensive capabilities are on par with some of the best players in the league for the defensive side of the ball for OG. He's going to be a huge key piece to our rotation here in the playoffs, you guys. I'm so happy to see him back in the fold. Glad he's getting a few games under his belt before the playoffs start as well, just to get back into a rhythm. Looks like he's getting back into a rhythm quite quickly as well, with how good he's been playing. So glad to see OG back in the fold, man, with his 22 last night. One of the big reasons we were able to win that game. Scotty Barnes with a solid performance. Had a pretty rough first half there. I think he only had 2 points or 4 points in the first half. Really wasn't having anything going too well for him in the first half there. Second half really stepped it up, though. Ended up finishing the night with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And also shooting very efficient, 7 of 9 from the field as well. And then Siakam triple-double last night. Crazy triple-double, too, because he really wasn't shooting at a high clip, didn't have a lot of points. He only scored 12 points in last night's game, shot 5 of 15 from the field. But just goes to show how big of an impact he can make regardless if he's scoring or not. Obviously coming down with 10 rebounds and 13 career high, 13 assists for Pascal. Also chipped in a steal and a block on the defensive end. So the dude just gets it done in every area on the floor for you. Knows exactly what his role is and what he needs to be doing to help his team get victories. I love what I've seen from Pascal the last couple of months, you guys. He's been playing all NBA caliber ball. The bona fide leader on this squad right now. Big time performance from him last night, just getting everyone else involved when his shot really wasn't dropping, and they had a lot of, double teams kind of trying to take him out of the game there offensively. So kudos to him for making the right passes and finding the open guys early and often in this one, you guys. Great game from Siakam last night. Gary Trent Jr., nice to see his shot start falling at a high clip again. Shot 9 of 13 from the field last night, you guys. Very efficient, 29 points and 2 rebounds. Outstanding performance from him shooting the ball. Exactly what we want to see. We want to see this guy starting to get back into a bit of a rhythm here down the stretch. If we can have performances like this in the playoffs, man, we're going to be able to make some noise, in my opinion, especially with the likes of Siakam, Fred VanVleet, who've already got experience playing in big-time games in the playoffs. Unfortunately, OG wasn't there for the championship run due to injury, but obviously he was there on the sidelines and being a part of the squad the whole season. So I'm excited to see what he brings. Scotty Barnes, I'm hoping he takes his shit to another level for the playoffs here, you guys. That'd be awesome to see if he can average another 3-4 points a game, get a couple extra assists and rebounds in there. And then over to our bench unit last night, you guys. I guess we'll talk Freddie first. I miss Freddie there. Fred VanVleet finished with 12 points, three rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 1 block. Huge on the defensive end, you guys. He only shot 5 of 15 from the field, same as Pascal. So you got a 10 of 30 mark from your 2 top dogs there. But like I said, they did so many other things right. You had 21 assists just between Pascal and Fred, and 6 steals. I mean, 5 steals for Freddie plus the block is just huge. I mean, and that's the nice thing about Fred, man. Even though his shot may not be falling, he's going to make an impact in other areas on the floor. He's one of the best defensive guards in the league, in my opinion, especially for a small guy. He's just so tenacious with being able to rip that ball out of people's hands. So kudos to him for finding a way to make an impact on the game, even when his shot isn't falling at a high clip. Same with Pascal, right? And that's what we need those two guys to do. If your shot ain't falling, don't continue to brick up shots, man, because you have the capabilities to draw those double teams and kick it out for wide open shots to your shooters. So, fingers crossed they continue to do that down the stretch, and I think we're going to have a lot of success here as long as our role players continue to hit shots, man. I think things are going to go real well for the Raptors down the stretch the last month or so of the season here, you guys. We got Boucher, decent off the bench, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Didn't shoot very well, 2 of 11 from the field. He needs to get his stroke back going. Good thing we still got a few regular season games left for him to kind of get his stroke back underneath him here before the playoff stretch. Definitely going to need him to be a big-time 6-man coming off the bench. Precious Achiuwa with a decent night, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Shot 5 of 9 from the field. 3-point shot still looking nice. The dude just continues to look a little bit better with the shooting stroke every game. And, he obviously still makes mistakes here and there, but the progress is what's huge to see. He's definitely progressed over the season. Him and Scotty Barnes have gotten better, and it's always nice to see some young talent progress and continue to move forward in a positive direction. I think these guys are going to have big-time breakout seasons next year, especially with a full off-season after a couple years in the league now. Obviously, Scotty only 1 year, but 2 years for Achiuwa. I really think these guys are going to be able to put the pedal to the metal this off-season and get themselves ready to go for a big-time season next year. So I can't wait to see what those guys bring to the table next season. But nonetheless, you guys, still excited to see them finish out the rest of the way here. Thad Young with a nice performance off the bench as well. 10 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, and a steal. Nice efficient shooting as well, 4 of 6 from the field for him. So overall, you guys, just a nice, other than Pascal and Freddie, everyone else shot very efficient from the field, over 50% for everyone else, pretty well. So a nice efficient shooting night. That's exactly what you want to see too when they're taking away Fred VanVleet and Siakam's shot. You need some other people to be able to make those wide open jumpers, and we were able to do that last night, which was good to see. Taking care of business for the T-Wolves, 125-102, you guys. Big time win. Like I said, we got Orlando on Friday. Gotta handle business. Gotta take care of business against the shitty Orlando Magic on Friday. Don't care what it takes, man. Gotta get the win. Can't squander that, especially I believe we got Miami Heat coming up on Sunday after that. That's going to be a slugfest, especially we beat them the last few times. They're going to be hungry, chomping at the bit to want to kick our ass. So that one's going to be an absolute brawl on Sunday. So we've got to make sure we take care of business versus Orlando. That way, if we end up losing to the Miami Heat, it's not the end of the world. At least we've had a few games in hand on the Cleveland Cavaliers there. But like I said, starts with Orlando on Friday, you guys. Got to take care of business there, and then I think the Raptors will be just fine down the stretch to solidify the 6th seed right now. Like I said, we're 2 games in ahead of the Cavs. I think we're actually tied with the Bulls right now for that 5 seed as well. So I would love to see the Raptors be able to get into the top 5 there. I'm really hoping Philly stays in that 4 seed. I think that's the best matchup for the Raptors in the first round, is if we could get into the 5 seed and end up playing Philadelphia in the first round. I don't think they want to see us in the first round. I just think we play too tenacious for them. And if we take away their two star players, I really don't see them having enough depth scoring to be able to take us down in that series. I could see us beating Philly in the first round if we get that matchup. So fingers crossed, you guys, we can get into the top 5 there. Nonetheless, great finish to the season for the Raptors here. I think we got 5 games left now, 5 or 6 games left on the season. Should be a good stretch to finish it out here, you guys. But nonetheless, that pretty well wraps it up for this one. Would love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. How do you think the Raptors fared in last night's matchup? And what do you think we need to change up a little bit here to make sure we take care of business versus Orlando? Obviously, it was a tough loss to them last time a couple weeks ago. Definitely want to make sure we take care of business. What do you think is going to be the key to success to beat Orlando on Friday, you guys? and Miami as well on Sunday. Would love your guys' opinion on that in the comment section down below. That wraps her up for this one, you guys. Please go ahead and like this video. If you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching, man, and this is Mizzy with Mizzy Sports Channel.